I followed my dreams and opened an antique store to have adventures and spend time as a family. Sometimes you have to climb a mountain and open some new doors to find the treasures inside. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc. Well, folks, it's that time of year again. It's Christmas time. It is the first week of December at the time I'm recording this video, and we are gearing up at the old homestead for Christmas, doing some decorating. The tree's gone up today, but I ran into the dreaded scenario. I tested all my lights before we put them up on the tree, but we have one strand that's dead, and even though I went through and checked all the bulbs, it's still not turning on. So I'm doing a little walk over to our grocery store to get some new bulbs, and hopefully this will be the least challenging part of putting the tree up this year. Always something, but always worthwhile. Well, that's better. The lights are all working. But it's a little bit of tinsel on next so kids can decorate. And every year I put a train around the tree. We go for the O gauge. It's a Lionel or Lionel train. So I gotta get this guy out of the showcase. My kids keep their better Lego back here. I also keep my train set up top. So we're gonna get that guy down, put it around the tree. Gotta get right under the tree to get the track down. And almost every year I build some kind of holiday house, and today I've decided to get started on it. We have an epic amount of Lego. Well, maybe not epic. Some people have a lot more Lego, but we have a fair amount of Lego. And we are gonna try and dump this all out and see if we can't build something cool out of it today. So this is an ancient ritual, Jason, that many tribes around the world have used to figure out if a kid is ready to be a man. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, let's see. Always put your mind in a place. You have to put your mind outside your body. My goodness. You know, if we were smart, we'd probably sort all this stuff, but that would take ages. Instead, we got to do it the old-fashioned way and just search. But we have literally a sea of Lego dumped out here in the living room. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, but I'm going to start building a house. Got to get some platforms and find what color I'm going to use and start building. Okay, guys, so this is what Dad was up last night making. I don't know why I always seem to make these giant mansions, but I've got columns going on, some windows, little lion heads on the corners. I probably should have put those up top there, either way. So why don't you open it up? So we have it so it's all sealed up right now, but Dad has a special trick. Jason, you want to show them what it does? So what are you going to do, Jason?
I'm trying to open it.
Do you need a hand opening it? Kind of cracks open like an egg. There you go. So if we put these completely sideways like that, it turns into like a big manor home. See, like a mansion. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now it's a big mansion sort of house. But what's happening on the inside? Let's go have a look. Okay, so we have a kitchen over here. And do you see what's happening in the kitchen, Abigail?
You're frying a fish.
Yeah, they're frying a fish over their little... They have a island range fancy kitchen, and then there's the sink.
There's a plate here.
Where does the plate go? Yeah, that's a little drying rack. Then they've got some cupcakes in there ready to go. This is the front entranceway, so when they walk in the front doors, they've got sort of a little storage area for your coats or boxes that come in. And he's a collector, so he collects things. That's why I put a little skeleton and a dolly there, because that's where they store their stuff that's come in the door. And they've got a fireplace with a vintage pistol above it and a clock on the wall. And there's a little computer station in the corner. And if we go upstairs, so when this closes up, these stairs actually all connect. So you go up the golden staircase, there's a little bedroom up there with his lamp, and because maybe he's DJing on the side, he's got a turntable in his bedroom. And then we have his collection, so it's really special, so they've roped it all off. So he's got an Egyptian hat, he's got some other collectibles and things and some swords, but they're really special, so he's broke them all off. And then these special little stairs here go up to the balcony that's outside. So you guys have to fill this thing up with people later. So like the chef in the kitchen and people having a party sitting on the couch. You think you can do that tonight?
Yep. Maybe.
Maybe, okay. Yeah, and then we'll have it out on display. You guys can play with it all you want. And decorate it they did. We've got a coal miner spinning tunes upstairs at the DJ booth. We've got a mummy trying to take a nap. Don't wake the mummy. We have an art critic who's checking out the stuff upstairs. A cowboy who's waiting to play a game of poker in the living room. Howdy! And a sailor who's back from sea and really sick of seafood. This morning, I've got to go to a friend's place to go look at some antiques that he has for sale. So I'm going to bring my son Jason along with me and see if he wants to go for a ride. And luckily for me, the old Nash started this morning. It was a little bit chilly. So we're going to pack up, go hit the road, and see what treasures we can find at Dwayne's place. So loaded up in the car. We have been here once before. Do you remember when we came out and I got that big old white convertible that was in our garage?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so last time I was out here, I pulled a 64 Impala convertible out of the garage and bought that. And of course, there was all kinds of other neat stuff that we left behind. So we're coming back to have a second look to see if there's some old signs or some other cool stuff that we might be able to bring back for the shop. So you up for it?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. So can you see the car? Underneath all of this is a 64 Chevy. So we're gonna dig that out today. I don't know what we're thinking. It's a lot of work, but there's a lot of other cool stuff we're gonna try and buy too. I mean, you can't open a garage door like this and not think there's some cool stuff's gotta come home. So we're gonna get cracking and get digging this out. But this is what she looks like right now. And this is pretty much how I saw it. See the windshield. This is what I'm saying. It's basically like buying a car sight unseen because you know there's a car under here somewhere. You just gotta find it. Coming out of the garage. She's doing pretty good. And Dwayne's kind of been a friend for a couple of years, almost 3 years now since I opened up the shop. He's a fellow collector and enthusiast of all things neat and unusual. So he's always got something kind of cool for us to dig through and have a look. Plus, he's always willing to trade and deal and haggle. So sometimes that comes in really handy when you've got a shop and you need to get rid of some stuff. So we're gonna see what he's got just about there and hopefully leave with some treasures today. You just never know when you come visit him. So you probably recognize that car. That's my old Chevy HHR. We traded last year for some signs. His daughter needed a car. Remember our old car, Jason?
Yep.
And look, we have two seafoam green cars, our former cars, side by side. The new one, the Nash, and then the old Chevy HHR. Okay, let's go see if Dwayne's home. Okay, now to show you guys what we ended up picking up today. If I can find my trunk key. Which is one of these ones, that one right there. Luckily the lock hasn't frosted over on the car yet. These exposed locks like this, you can run into some trouble. Look, it's not even, actually I say that, and look, it is frozen. I have to try and warm that up. Okay, so the main reason I went to see my friend Dwayne today was because he had a cool sign he picked up at an auction and I wanted to grab it. It's an Undertaker sign, and what's neat about it, it's solid brass, so it's quite old. So something like this would have obviously been on the fellow's house. I guess if you were in need of an Undertaker and it was late at night, you'd have to go running down the street. Someone might say, go find Mr. Marsh, the Undertaker, and they'd go running down the street and they'd find his house. So they would mark your residence. You don't see that nowadays where you have like Joe, residence of Joe the welder, or Bob the fisherman. They don't do that anymore. So I thought that was kind of cool. An early piece of history. It is marked as from Ontario, from Toronto. And there are a lot of folks that like oddball, somewhat gruesome things like that. So that should actually sell pretty quick. Also picked up this, which is a carved RCA Victor sign, probably 1970s. But with the amount of people that are really into music and set up theater rooms and stuff, something like this might be a cool thing to have on a wall if you're a musician or really love listening to music. So a good piece. And aside from the signs, he also had a box of animation cells. Now I know I've kind of had my my hands full with animation cells lately, but I thought I'd pick this batch up because, well, heck, you never know. The price seemed right, and we're gonna dig through and see if anything is, you know, interesting in here. And some of these cartoon characters I don't recognize. You know, it says Dirt and Spot, so that might have been from an animated commercial they were doing. So I'll have to do, if anybody's watching and they recognize these guys, let me know. I mean, that's obviously M&M. That's a different cell than the other one. So there's all sorts of different ones in here. But the main one I kind of liked was, I mean, there's other M&M characters and stuff. There was some that were recognizable, like that one. So the Care Bears, and these come with the drawing. So right behind it, you can see there's the original drawing for it. And then there's the colored animation. So that's obviously from Care Bears cartoon, but it has almost all the characters on it. So for somebody who collects that, something like that's a pretty cool piece to have. Game, Ellie. The old 710 split. Oh, just about. So the R button got stuck. So it looks like I'm really enthusiastic about playing bowling today. Alexander! That's my pirate name for bowling. Fried bowling alley food. Got fried pickles and fried cheese sticks. I'm sure that'll be great on the old system running up and down an alley. But what fun! And how is it?
These fried pickles, good.
What do you think, honey? Mason, who's winning right now?
Abigail.
I don't know.
The little one.
Abigail so far has the best score. Oh, so close. You did good. Thanks so much for watching again this week, guys. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe already. So from our family to yours this holiday season, thanks so much for watching, and happy holidays. Bye.